Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. Today, we got beat by the Blue Jays again. We suffered the series loss to the Blue Jays, 3-1, and that was just not a great game. If you just want to take a guess how many runs the Blue Jays scored in one inning, the answer is 5. We've done that so many times this year. Honestly, I think we've literally just lost every game by 5 runs. Like, every time the team scores 5 runs, we lose. I mean, it seems to just be a common occurrence, except for the one time in Kansas City where we came back. But today we just got outworked. The Blue Jays beat us 7-4. We take the series loss, like I said, 3-1. The Blue Jays starting pitcher, don't even know how to say his name, gets the victory. He's 1-1. Pineda suffers his first loss of the year, 2-1. Giles gets his 6th save. Not gonna lie, it was a bad game. Yesterday, the top of our lineup did well. Scored some runs. And today the top 3 guys went 0-4. There you go. They went 0-4. And then the last part of the lineup did well, but we just couldn't do anything with it. So, I mean, that's just give and take, right? I mean, but so let's go to the box score, right? Let's go to the box score. And again, every time the team scores 6 runs, 5 runs, they deserve to win. Blue Jays did that. They deserve to win. Scored 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The Twins, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. It was frustrating. I mean, we didn't walk as much as we did yesterday. We only walked, 3 times today. But it just couldn't do anything with the runners on base. I mean, let's go through the box score. Kepler, 0-4 with a walk, so extends his on-base percentage to 13 games. Polanco shouldn't have said anything yesterday. That's my own fault. I knocked on wood. We're going to stop mentioning hitting streaks on this channel. But Polanco 0-4. He got walked today. Cruz also went 0-4. Like I said, the first 3 guys in the lineup went 0-4, and that's what really killed us. Buxton and Astudillo got on base in I think the 4th? I think it was the 4th inning. And Kepler popped out. I mean, that's just the things that... What can you do, right? You get in situations like this, and then you can't do anything about it. So Rosario went 2-4 with, 2 home runs? Yeah, 2 home runs. Good day for him. I mean, fantastic. That's awesome. Good to see him getting back into the swing of things. It was funny, because yesterday he got 1 hit, but then for the past couple of games, the first 2 games, didn't get a hit. Very streaky to start the year, but... Not going to lie, he's finding his rhythm. He's getting some home runs when he needs to. That's what's good, right? That's what's good. We all want to see Rosario hit, and he's doing so right now. Unfortunately, again, couldn't get him a win. Every time he hits a big 3-run home run, 1-run home run, 2 1-run home runs, we lose the game. Maybe he should just stop hitting home. I don't know. But Cron went 1-4. Gonzalez 0-3, but he scored a run on his walk. Astudillo went 2-4 with a run. Scope went 2-4. Good to see him get an RBI as well. And then Buxton went 1-4 with an RBI. He had a hit down the line. Another double today. Did he get 1 or 2 doubles? Just 1. But holy cow. That's his 8th double this year? I mean, he has found a spot in Minnesota that he likes, and it's the same spot Mauer hit every single time. That wall in left field is well, I don't know how tall it is, but it's like a person and a half tall, maybe 12 feet, I don't know. And literally, he hits it off the top of the wall almost every time. I mean, at least 2 or 3 times in the series, he has hit the ball off the wall or one-hopped the wall. He has got to eat his Wheaties and get that much more power in it, because that's 3 home runs. He's so close to. I mean, he's so close, and he'll get him to go eventually, but... That would have been great. I tell you what. So it was, I think that was in the 4th, or when was it? I don't really know what it was, but they had scored 5 runs, and we were so good at answering them all season. We did it in the 8th. We did it in the 2nd. It was an inning after they scored in the 1st, but we did it. And then in that 4th inning when they scored 5 runs again, just couldn't answer. And I think that was the inning that Astudillo got on and Buxton hit his double, and then Kepler just popped out. And it's just come on, man, it's frustrating, right? I mean, what can you do, right? It's baseball, but that's the frustrating thing about it. I mean, that's why it's so good, is because one swing of the bat, it was 6-3 at that point. with those two guys on base and Kepler at the plate, could have tied the game just like that. I mean, they scored 5 runs in the 4th, and we could have been in it just like that. One swing of the bat, we could have tied things up. It's baseball. It happens. It's really unfortunate. Let's go down to the pitching side of things, though. Pineda only went 3 2/3 innings today. It was just not a good day for him. He started out well, but really kind of struggled towards the end of his outing. 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and that's the difference. I don't know if he just didn't have his stuff today or what. I only watched a couple of the innings in the middle there. He was throwing a lot of fastballs outside the zone. Maybe you guys can help me out here. A lot of fastballs outside the zone, and he really just couldn't find his command and gave, a slider or two over the middle of the plate. I mean, Smoke just teed off on one, and then a couple others, like little bloop hits, solid hits in the gap, scored a couple runs. That was a little bit frustrating, but I don't know what else to say besides, yes, it's baseball. It happens. Sometimes you have your stuff, sometimes you don't. I mean, Chris Sale is 1 for 3 this year or something? I mean, he has not been great. Pineda's been really good, had a bad game. It happens. It's a long season. I mean, look at Barrios. Had a great game on his first night out. Struggled the next 2. Came back, did well in the 3rd or 4th game. It happens. I expect him to be better than this. I think he will be the rest of the season. It's just a bad game. Harper pitched really well. Only gave 1 hit in his 3.1 outings. And let me tell you, I noticed Harper a little bit more today. That 68, 67 mile-an-hour curveball that drops in there, woo! I mean, we were talking about Parker yesterday, talking about him. When you look for that splitter and it just drops off the plate at, 82 miles an hour? His 92 mile-an-hour fastball seems a lot faster. Harper throws 89 miles an hour. My brother throws that fast. He doesn't have as good of a curveball, but my brother throws 89 miles an hour. Or it's like 89, 90. But Harper throws this looper that just drops in there for a strike at 68 miles an hour. I mean, I really thought Parker's curveball was good. This thing just floats, and it fooled hitters. I tell you what. I mean, it was in the top of the zone, and they still couldn't get it. It was all over the place. Not in a bad way. It was good. And then his fastball. He could locate his fastball. 89 miles an hour on the corner. It's going to look like 95. It's crazy how much of a difference he has. Then Duffy came in. He gave up a home run. I think it was a home run. Am I right? Maybe I'm not wrong. Yep, there it is. Smoke hit another one. Or no, that was Hernandez. Sorry, my bad. Hernandez hit the home run there. And then May shut it down in, the 8th or the 9th there. So, I mean, the thing is about pitching, right, is obviously yesterday, I said yesterday it was the best game that I've seen managed. Today, you can't really do much with Pineda going only 3 2/3 innings. You really got to work your bullpen. And luckily, the Twins had a guy like Harper to come in and throw 3 1/3 innings. Otherwise, that could have been out of hand in the bullpen. And we still got 4 or 5 more games to play in 4 or 5, 6 more days. So it's really great that Harper came in to shut things down. We only had to use 3 guys in our bullpen. But, I mean, these are the days where you just kind of have to throw it up and mark it as a loss and move on. I mean, look at a positive. We didn't have to use 6 guys in our bullpen. We saved Rogers. We saved Parker. They get another day off. Mejia hopefully can figure something out. I mean, we basically, used everybody over the course of 2 days. But, at least we got them a little bit of rest. So, I mean, it's whatever, right? I mean, you look forward now. Who do we play? The Orioles tomorrow in Baltimore. It's not going to be an easy game. I'm not going to lie. I thought these Toronto Blue Jays games would be a little bit easier, but they're not. So you got to roll with the punches. I mean, the Orioles are not a great team, right? They started out pretty good. They started out decent against the Yankees for sure, but we're not a bad team. We're still 7-9 or 9-7. There we go. We're still in the race. We're only a game out of first place. I mean, last year we were out of it at this point. We were 12 games back. I'm not lying. We were 12 games back at this time. So, these are winnable games against the Orioles. Then we play the Orioles again next week. Houston's in there. If we could take a couple games in that series, we're not out of it for sure. Cleveland has to play a couple of tough teams coming up as well. It's going to be a race. It's going to be a fight, but, you know, we can do it. A couple of good outings from their pitchers. Maybe give the bullpen a little bit of slack and walk out of Baltimore with 2 or maybe even a sweep. The last thing is Cleveland didn't play today, so like I said, we are a game back now. I mean, maybe that's the best thing for us. Cleveland didn't have to play today. I don't know. Maybe. But, you know, it would have been great to win and go back on top of the division or I guess we would have been tied at that point. But to be a game out at this point, I'm chalking that up as a W, even though we're only 9-7, and I expected us to be about, 9-3 at this point, or 12-3 or something at this point. You know, things don't always go your way. But, you know, a couple winnable games this week, next week. Could steal some from Houston, even though they're playing pretty hot. It's going to be a tough battle, but, you know, it's still early. It's still April. It's a long way to go. That's all I got for you today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Come back tomorrow for hopefully a win. And when they play the Orioles there. But that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tomorrow, and we'll see you then.